Olo is underway. After a great season in Marathon and the Florida Keys, it is time to point the boat north, and for the first time in a while, our heading is actually due north as we go under the famed 7-mile bridge that connects Marathon and the lower Keys. I don't think you could ask for a better day to travel. If you caught our last adventure, you know that we were supposed to leave Marathon on a Tuesday. Well, the day before our scheduled departure, we learned that we had a prop problem, which put off our departure until Friday. Well, that day was almost here. So not only is it 5 o'clock somewhere, it's 5 o'clock here. Well, it's after 5 o'clock. We're enjoying one last late afternoon libation and letting Jasper relax in the grass for a little while because we're taking off. So the prop's back on the boat. We went through all of our preps during the course of the day. Checked out our mechanicals, got things cleaned up because we've been delayed a few days, but we're still sort of staying on our master plan. We're starting to get the boat cleaned up and packed away. And we're looking forward to the day tomorrow. One of our weather gurus, Jeff Siegel, sent us a note today. He said, if you're leaving tomorrow, it's one of the best weather days I've seen. So we're heading out on the Gulf of Mexico, and we've got about an iguana might have just gotten Jasper's attention.
Sure did.
Anyway, enough about us. You'll be seeing from us early in the morning. We should probably just fade to black here, and then all of a sudden it will be morning. Well, this can't look very good. It's pretty dark. Time is 6:19 a.m. Sunrise is at 7 a.m. So our hope is to shove off here just before sunrise. We'll have some good light at about 6:45. Our delayed trip is about to get underway. Gonna fire up all our instruments and get everything set while Tim's out walking. Jasper, most importantly, the coffee is brewing. That's priority number one. Keeping these red lights on for now so as not to kill my night vision, but we're gonna be traveling in light anyway, so it should be fine.
Okay, it's not even light out yet. It's 6:20. We are getting ready to roll out of here. Jasper's moving really slow. We didn't really sleep last night. We have no idea why. So yeah, this is it. We're wrapping up the season here in Marathon.
Getting the autopilot remote plugged in. Looking forward to a good day.
Yeah, it's nice and calm.
Gosh, and usually when we wake up on days like this, everything is very dewy, but it's not at all. Everything's dry. We're gonna be able to ride from up top right away.
Yeah.
Time to start the generator.
Okay, bud. I got all the fenders off, except for one. Most of the lines are off. It's so slack. We're probably about 12 inches off the pilings. Still waters. You ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna move some stuff up to the bridge since I think we're gonna run from there right away.
Okay.
And then I will be down to help you get these stairs off.
Sounds good. Come on. Doesn't want to leave Annabella.
That is funny.
Come on. You just slipped right off there, didn't you?
It's about 20 to 7 a.m. We're going to hustle, fire up the engines, and get motoring for our 10-hour day. And end what has been a great stay here in the Keys.
Boat ready.
Boat is ready. Jasper's ready.
We are ready.
I'm ready. It's going to be a great day. The weather's amazing. And we even have people at this early hour coming to lend us a hand. Here's your headset.
We've got Mr. Bill, Miss Annabella.
Hey.
And Jasper saying goodbye.
Wagging the tail.
Wagging the tail.
Firing up. Starboard engine.
Oh, they run.
They sure do.
Port engine.
Nice.
Hi, Jasper. Hi, buddy. See you later. See you later, alligator.
All right. Let's
Ready?
get going.
All right.
We are good to go. Yeah, let's get the stern line off. Can you release the spring line, please? Just
Place it right on the deck there. Bow lines.
Clear in the rear. Stirring up a tiny bit of mud, but that's just from thrusters.
5 feet. You're clear.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.
Have a safe trip. Call me when you get over there.
We will.
Just a big toy.
That's all it is.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
That, folks, is the sun rising in the east. It is not a sunset. Wow. All right. The sun has risen.
And just as the sun rises to the east, Olo is turning to the west. We're pointing ourselves towards the 7 Mile Bridge of Marathon, one of the great wonders of the Florida Keys. Everything is feeling good. Never feels good to look down at your depth gauge and see you're only in 9 feet of water, but we're pretty used to it around here. Boat's running nicely. We're making our cruising RPM without any vibrations or sounds. We got a little current against us right now. And at this speed, we'll be on the water for 12 hours. No? Let me see. Yeah, but it's still calculating. It's got a long way to go. And Jasper is settling in for the ride and watching the sunrise.
So all this water, and we have right in our path a 130-foot 3-deck towing the Caryali. So we radioed them, and they prefer that we pass behind their stern. So they are very kind, and
He sped up.
he sped up a little bit. Yeah.
Which is good. Pretty boat.
Yeah, she's beautiful. It almost looks like a bronze hull.
Caryali is an alloy yacht. She is for sale.
How much?
$25,500.
Wow. Let's do it.
135 foot. And according to the listing, its location is in Cannes, France. So either she's been stolen,
Yeah.
or more likely they did not take the listing. Oh, it's a pretty boat.
And we have safely and successfully passing on the stern.
Yeah. Had he not sped up, it might have been a little tighter.
Yeah.
The AIS tells us the closest point of approach, and it was 0.2 miles, which is a safe distance, obviously, but there's no harm in being extra short. So he must be pulling into Marathon Marina. Or he's taking a shortcut I wouldn't take to get to the 7 Mile Bridge. We're about to go under the famed 7 Mile Bridge, the gateway to the Lower Keys. It connects the city of Marathon with, where did we go? Bahia Honda State Park and the rest of the Keys. That's how you'd get down to Key West, but we're heading out after a great season. We're heading that way, under this big, iconic bridge. I don't think you could ask for a better day to travel. From the 7 Mile Bridge, it's about 93 nautical miles to the Naples Sailing and Yacht Club at the head of Naples Bay. After leaving the bridge behind and heading out into Florida Bay, depths in the channel tend to range from around 8 to 14 feet for the first 25 or so nautical miles, but there is plenty of water. We're about to record something, and of course there are crab pots in front of us because that's just the nature of this trip. So we're gonna have to thread the needle a little tighter than we like to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Boy, they
Fortunately, the lines, we're in about 20 feet of water, so the lines go straight down. I just don't like getting so close to these guys. It's amazing. You can see some of them at a good clip, and we're only going about 10 knots. And then some of them seem to come right up because the paint has worn off them or something like that. And that's really the big deal for everybody who's doing the transit on the Gulf Coast between, you know, say Fort Myers and the Keys. It's Crabpot dodging. And there's a thing about autopilot and Crabpots that any captain will tell you. You can program a route. We have our route plotted, and we're following it as best as we can, except the autopilot will seek out the Crabpots. Anyway, happy problem as far as we feel. And the other thing about it is we're only cruising, as I said, at about 10 knots. They come up much more slowly at 10 knots. When we run the boat up and we're doing 17, 18 knots for a stretch, which we do periodically throughout this trip, it's a little more intense. We pay very close attention at all times, and we usually have, you know, both our sets of eyes watching the water. But the trip's otherwise going well.
It was a beautiful day on the water.
Beautiful day on the water. There's, you know, just a bit of a ripple, but it's hot. It's probably 80 degrees. Not a lot of boats on the same run line as us at the moment. A few other boats were leaving Marathon with us, but it's just a great day to be cruising. We get asked about our navigation gear all the time, so here you go. In addition to our Garmin displays, we run an iPad Pro. It's showing Navionics software at the moment, just one of the apps we use. But always front and center in the navigation arsenal is our compass, of course, and the all-important marker minder. Details on that in this video's description section. As we mentioned, we really enjoy cruising at right around 10 knots. For our 825 horsepower Detroit Series 60s, that typically means running at around 1200 RPMs, where we burn around 10 to 12 gallons per hour. We do periodically bump it up to around 80% load, and on this trip we do it once an hour for 15 minutes a clip to pick up time. Now, depending on current and how we're loaded, we make around 17 to 18 knots, burning around 60 gallons per hour. We love it when we can travel the entire day from up on the bridge. This is one of those days, but as long as I was down just doing an inspection walking around, I thought I'd show you what it's like down in the pilot house at the moment. Rather spectacular. The flickering, by the way, is because of the frame rate of this camera. It's not actually flickering that we're in 20 feet of water.
Now a word from Captain Safety.
Beautiful out. Just out doing my deck inspection. You know, we're only cruising at about 10 knots. The seas are so calm, and so we walk around and just make sure everything's buttoned up as it should be. Make sure our sea stairs didn't come off their mount, and there's really no reason they should. I may just sit out here, uncover the bench, and spend the rest of the cruise out here and let you run the boat from up there.
That's fine with me.
I thought so. All right. I'm actually going to come back up.
Captain Safety out. All right, so I'm in the galley. I'm gonna whip up a little lunch. We're trying to get rid of everything we have in the boat before we put it in storage, all the food, because I don't want to take it home. So right now we have some leftover fried chicken. We have a head of iceberg lettuce. We have some red peppers and onions. So I am going to make some Thai lettuce cups with the fried chicken. I'm just going to throw it in a pan. I've started to do a little, it's hard for me to film this, but we're underway, by the way. We're about halfway to our destination of Naples. Anyway, I'm seasoning my pan with a little turkey bacon. So I'm going to chop up the fried chicken. I'm going to throw it in that pan. I'm going to throw some, let's see, some nutmeg, some cinnamon, a little clove, a little salt and pepper, a little onion powder. It'll give me a nice little seasoning. Then I'm going to chop that up, put it in the lettuce cups with the fresh red pepper and onion. I'm going to do a little kind of a hot pepper soy glaze, and that's going to be lunch. Oh yeah, I'm gonna add some parsley from my little herb garden. Because why not? Look at this. So for those of you who've had my Thai lettuce cups, this is just a funky version of that. I usually use chicken thighs, and I usually let them sit in a dry rub overnight, but you know what? Last minute, it's gonna be tasty. Remember, you don't need a lot of those spices, just a little bit. I just taste tested it, of course, and it's gonna be really nice. So, and it just needed to be heated really quick. The other thing I didn't mention is that the chicken had a little honey drizzle on it, so that really helps add to this. I would have drizzled a little honey in there. I also added just a touch of sesame oil. Look at that view. All right, so this is what it's come to. I have no soy sauce, but I happened to squirrel away a couple of these cheesy soy sauce packages. So I am going to use some of Miss Michelle's spicy pepper jelly from 2021. Thank you, Miss Michelle, and then Mr. Gene the Goose. And I have a little of this pickled ginger. I'm going to use some of that juice and chop up a little bit of the ginger. Add these 3 items. I'm going to nuke them for about maybe 30 seconds, stir them together, and that's what I'm going to use for my drizzle on the cups. And then I'm going to top it off with a squeeze of fresh lime. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Isn't that pretty? And I'm not cooking the onions or the peppers or the parsley, so it's going to have a nice hot cold taste sensation happening. Okay, here they are. I went a little heavy on the chopped ginger, but we like ginger a lot, so the sauce is really tasty. I also add a little bit of sesame oil when I heated it, so I'm just gonna drizzle this on top of these cups. See how nice those little cups are? Listen, it's not perfect, but hey, neither am I. I think it's gonna be a good handheld lunch. A little hot, a little cool. And why do I call it Thai? I do not know. That is just what I call my Thai lettuce cups. One more thing I'm gonna do, which you don't need to see, I'm gonna squeeze some lime on it. All right, headed back up top to feed the captain. Are you ready for lunch?
I am ready for lunch. That looks amazing.
Excellent. Fried chicken Thai lettuce cups with some fresh, nice, cool, crisp red peppers and onions, light onions, sweet onions. A little parsley because I needed some green. Yeah, and a squeeze of fresh lemon and a drizzle of this spicy pepper jelly, courtesy of Miss Michelle, with a little soy sauce and some sesame oil and all that good stuff mixed up to make a nice drizzle. So here we go.
You know, I've been sitting up here
Smelling?
smelling the simple lunch you said you were going to make.
Simple enough.
Fantastic.
I need a reaction shot from the captain. Oh,
Oh my goodness.
come on. Oops, sorry. It's good.
That is spectacular.
You're spectacular.
And the fried chicken, courtesy of our dear friend Annabelle.
Annabella. Isn't that tasty?
We don't eat a lot of fried chicken, but you know,
Hey.
it's Friday, we're on the boat,
It's called Thai fry.
we're cruising. It's Thai fry.
Well, all right. Sorry. Goodbye. I'll let you eat your lunch.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Hi. Were you all sleepy? Were you all sleepy?
And we continue to cruise along. I don't know what that was. This is your afternoon report from the bridge. We now have just under 90 nautical miles under our belts for the day, or I should say under our keel. We've been on the water for just under 9 hours. We have about 18, 19 nautical miles left till we reach our destination. That is Marco Island, right off of our starboard bow. And that is a sleeping dog who has been a very, very good boy on a very, very long day. It'll be 10, almost 10 and a half hours by the time we get him ashore. I'm sure he's ready. All right. So we have been underway for just over 10 hours. The last time we pulled into Gordon Pass, which is the entrance to the Gordon River, which is harbor for Naples, Florida. At this exact point is when we started to realize we were having trouble breathing, and it was the effects of the red tide that we had to retreat to down below. So it kind of made us a little gun shy about it, but we know that the red tide is not bad right now. So we're heading on into the Naples Sailing and Yacht Club, and it is time to play everybody's favorite game of how chaotic will it be going into Naples. Tell you what, this guy here is taking his life into his own hands the way people fly in here, including the guys about to fly around us, just with the kind of wake that could overturn a boat like that. Most people just blast through here with a total disregard for the close quarters that they're in. Imagine coming out in a tight channel, you're in a tiny little boat, you really get hurt, you get swamped. And I know we talk about safety all the time, but I could blow by this boat 1,200 RPM, 10 knots, throw a massive wake, you know, somebody could spill over and get hurt. We care about that, not everybody does. You know, if somebody has a problem with it, I don't care.
Jasper, we're here.
So you might remember from the last time we pulled in here, we pulled between the cat and the hat. This time our slip was supposed to be where the cat is, or the hat rather, except we got a call from the dockmaster and said he came back early. So we're actually taking the slip on the other side of the catamaran, except we have to do a full spin around. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah, he's coming around on the right.
So there's an old boating adage you may have heard, which we take very seriously. Only approach the dock as fast as you're willing to hit the dock. That's one of the reasons why when we're arriving at a marina, we are always going very slowly. And that's why we usually show docking in our videos sped up. But we've gotten a lot of emails from people asking that we show a docking experience in real time to give a truer sense of what it's like. So we're going to do that here. And this is an approach that's actually a bit interesting as there's not a lot of wiggle room. We had to pull in front of the catamaran and land our swim platform as close as possible to their stern line. There's a piling that we have to leave off our starboard bow and a limit to how far forward you can safely pull here. With a light breeze on our nose, ever so slightly blowing us towards the dock, the key was getting Olo's bow as close as possible to its final landing spot and then swinging the stern in without moving further forward. Not super challenging in these conditions, but it is a good example of why we think it's important to visualize your approach ahead of time when possible.
All right, we're making it official. We have landed in Naples. Olo, he's got our first leg down.
Well done.
Time to walk that hound. Tied up, snug as a bug.
A little salty. We should point out that we do delay our arrival cocktail after a long day like this because Jasper is the #1 priority. He's a good boy.
That's right, he's a good doggy.
So this is our slip at the Naples Sailing and Yacht Club. It's outside. If you saw our episode where we were inside and had a little problem, we'll never be in that slip again. obviously. Anyway, we're in a great slip on the outside, on this T-head. Jasper's been walked, and now the most important part of the day. We arrived safely, all is well. We gotta have that arrival cocktail. Did you notice I wore my Seaworthy shirt today?
No.
Well, you know.
I was only with you for 10 hours on the bridge, but listen, I know. It's been a long day.
I get to put the shirt away, though.
You do.
You may notice I wear it for long passages. I don't like that I'm superstitious about it, but I am. But everything went fine, so there it is. I'll continue to wear my Seaworthy shirt for long
and you look
passages.
very good at it.
What do you have to say?
Do you see wore my Rayburn House?
I did.
Sure.
Yes.
Very nice. Just check it out.
Yeah. 10 hours, 45 minutes, 105 or so nautical miles total. Long day for Jasper. Long day for us. It was a great day.
And hold on.
What?
I just gotta see who's right here with us. Hey, bud. You think he'd be tired of us by now? Yeah, it was a long day. How many nautical miles? Sorry.
106, 105, 106. And you said you were pretty stressed out.
And it was hot.
It was a warm day.
It was really hot.
But the water was beautiful.
Water was beautiful. I wasn't really stressed out. I didn't say that. I said
There was stress.
There was stress. I mean, we had prop issues. We had a prop that was fixed
prior to departure.
Prior to departure, right? Not perfect. We worked with what we had. We were told by one of the divers that there may be an issue with our other shaft. So we're out there. How many miles offshore?
Yeah, you're about in this trip, 25 or so.
And so that was an underlying piece of it.
Yeah. It's always a little stressful. There's anxiety when you go on these long passages anyway.
Longest day, the first day, the longest day is always a little stressful. It gets easier from here, I think.
But what's the best part?
The best part,
one of the best parts. I know.
always in my ear.
Well, listen.
All right, the best part is the arrival cocktail and
Olo Rita.
Olorita. Yep.
Cheers. If you're raising a glass when we ring the bell, well then cheers to you, and cheers to you even if you're not.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
As long as you're watching, cheers to you.
And the
if you're not watching, no cheers.
I was about to say the adventure continues. That sounded like a TV tagline, though.
And the adventure continues.
All right. When you say it, sounds less TV guy.
Well, it's the voice.
Hey,
Hey.
the adventure continues, everybody.
Continues. The adventure continues.
Cheers.
Cheers. Delicious.
Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Is that a wrap?
That's a wrap.
Can I be done with the camera?
Can you turn it off now?
Okay.
We sure hope you enjoyed the ride. If you did, thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing. And yeah, whack that notification bell so you don't miss a minute of the continuing adventures of Ola. And thanks for watching, everybody.